right, you guys, welcome to Runtpack Does D&D, and more importantly, to our most special inaugural episode of Runtpack Goes Planewalking. Let's get into it. A group of podcasters first, friends second. I personally am only here as long as they're paying me. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Except Isaac is playing fucking 5.5e, I don't know.
Hey.
In this most special of campaigns, Runtpack Goes Planewalking, you will follow 4 heroes from across the planar system who have been sucked through a portal into the material plane, more specifically, the small town of Brightbank. Let's introduce ourselves.
Howdy there! My name's Elliot, and I play Jaya Ironwood, a gift gunslinger, from the luscious planet and beautiful jungle of Agoria. Just in case you live under a fucking rock. Gifts are basically hippo people, duh. And Agoria is a hippo utopia to the max. Jaya is a 66-year-old male. He holds the rank of sergeant. Fuck you. Though, admittedly, he's super fucking old to be a sergeant. Ugh. Jaya wears a military uniform with a bit of southern flair. He has a beautiful mustache that makes everybody so jealous. He has arthritis and dementia. He gets a little lost sometimes, but for the most part, his friends help him get back to reality and get a little bit more grounded. Much like the others, he got lost in the sauce, got transported into an unfamiliar plane, leaving behind his beautiful wife and 2 loving and adoring kids. Oh.
All right, I'm Isaac, and I play Dulam, a small, rusty, robotic autognome with overgrown moss and some glowing red rooms that seem to give it some sorcerer powers.
Whoa.
Dulam was originally constructed in the plane of Mechanus, which is a plane of law and order, and currently wants to restore balance by helping send the rest of the party back to their homes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Carter, and I play Higher Valea, a blue kobold cleric. As a kobold, I'm very short, under 3 feet tall, and I'm a dragon-like humanoid. Higher comes from the mundane plane, where inhabitants worship and are calmed by their goddess, Ethera. After being sent out of his plane to save and recruit more people for Ether, and being separated from his brother, Higher finds himself in the real world, where his emotions can't be told. Can Higher be the morally good creature his plane made him to be? Find out.
No. And last but not least, I am Maisie. I play Sir Orpheus, who is a knight from the ghost plane of Valhalla, the plane of fallen warriors. Orpheus has been unwillingly sucked into the body of a young woman named Iceland, with brown hair and filthy dress and pants underneath, as well as a huge bag of gunpowder and gunpowder-related devices. Orpheus is learning how to use these as he goes, and most importantly, wants to return to his beloved Queen Riddicy.
Ow!
Okay, now I have the pleasure of introducing you all to our illustrious Dungeon Master.
Hello, I am Mason. I'm so excited to take you guys on this great journey. Without further ado, the Runtpack Goes Planewalking.
All right, and so the adventure begins. You all find yourselves on the material plane. That means human cities, elven citadels, and dwarven mines. The most standard and run-of-the-mill plane in existence. No swirling chaos, no eternal battlefields, just trees, dirt, and cows. Well, cow-looking. But right now, you're all in a temperate, sparse forest amidst sprawling farmland about 300 miles south of the city of Yartar on the continent of Faerun. Today is a calm, slow, and simple morning, but yesterday? Yesterday was a nightmare. Just about 12 hours ago, you all were spat out of a giant swirling portal, tossed ungracefully from your respective planes of existence. For many of you, this happened in the middle of daily life, where suddenly, boom, you appeared in the middle of some teeny tiny farming village called Brightbank. This farming village is led by a fanatical priest named Father Luces, and he was not thrilled to see a portal in his small village. The second he laid eyes on you and the many other strange beings that came through the portal, he righteously declared you all heretics in the name of his great goddess Chantea, and had you chased out of town. So you ran, you along with a handful of equally confused and unusual creatures, all bolted into the woods. Among these, you have Vinny, a cowardly tiefling who claims to be only from the nearby city of Waterdeep, Bagatha, a tiny, doll-like creature from the Beastlands plane, a tentacled cow-like creature, and lastly, Malagus, a roguish sleazeball of a human man from Brightbank who has offered his assistance. You and all your new companions fled with the good father and his angry mob screeching as you go. However, this wasn't true for everyone. For example, our hero Orpheus, the ghost from Valhalla, seemed to be in the body of a villager that Father Luces knew, and thus caught a slight break in the animosity. Malagus, too, that sleazeball of a man, seemed to be well aware of the denizens of Brightbank, and was familiar with them. Nevertheless, things were looking grim. You all stumbled through the dark woods as the sun set, but luck! You ran into a tribe of friendly, rural merfolk living along a riverbank who welcomed you into their campsite, besides a truly peculiar landmark, a fallen int, massive and ancient, which carried with it a still magical presence that seemed to guard the surrounding area. So, you all took a breath, finally sat down and fell asleep. And now, it's a brand new day. The nerves of that day before are behind you now, but the city of Brightbank looms nearby. The sun has risen, and that cow with tentacles, well, it's starting to glow red. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna name him Gravy.
That's a really good cow name.
Excellent name. Really good
I will
name.
say, I think Tyre's keeping some distance from Cal and Sergeant Gaia.
I'm right next to the
I
cow.
would also keep my distance.
This sort of strange, kind of sick-looking animal shuffles away from you all with an upset look on its face. You notice this giant fallen int continues to remain motionless as you all wake up to the day. There is the smell of sizzling coming from another part of this int's shadow. You see as the merfolk that you encountered the previous day, named Solnon, seems to be grilling something on a wide, flat river stone with some sort of arcane fire beneath it.
I would want to be sort of waiting for Malagus to wake up.
Yeah,
You notice Malagus's single-person tent is still closed.
Okay.
You hear rustling and sort of grunting from inside.
You also feel the wounds you sustained from your frantic escape from Brightbank the day before aren't healing as fast as you're used to.
You still have these cuts and scrapes along your body and aches and pains that you normally wouldn't be used to in Valhalla. You all exit your little tents and you hear a shout from over by the wet river stone as Solnon kind of waves at you all. Good morning, visitors. I've been preparing a meal that I assumed you might enjoy. Is it cooked meats that you could appreciate? I have some fish here.
I look around to gauge the other's reaction. Is cooked fish good?
I would say Hire's ears perk up and it's only if you have the supplies.
Oh no, we have supplies aplenty. Please, I would much appreciate if you were able to join us. Not that it is any worry, but our food supplies they've been rather low, but for you, we would be willing to give a lot. Solnon now sort of like gesturing to you guys to come join him, and you notice he's got some mollusks and some oysters and what looks like sort of slimy river fish cooking nicely.
I'm gonna shake the poles of Malagus's tent. You best wake up now. We're starting breakfast.
Shut the fuck up. I'm coming, all right? God, why are you in such a hurry? Jesus, I'm on my way.
You're taking a really long time.
And Malagus continues ruffling around in his tent.
Oh God, what's he doing in there?
I assume, Dulam, you do not want to eat this meal?
Yeah.
All right. Solnon kind of looks at you, crestfallen a little bit, and he goes, "Listen, I really didn't know what to get an automaton. I don't quite know what you eat or anything, or if you even want."
Thank you. No worries.
I think Hire feels bad for Doolam. He's gonna sit next to Doolam and describe what a fish tastes like. Really try to like break it down, just so Doolam can like empathize and like be there and like experience it.
Salt.
Orpheus, you see as Malagus explodes out of his tent carrying a bundle of parchments sort of wrapped up in twine under his arm. He looks to be wearing the same sort of tattered green traveler's cloak that he was wearing the previous day, and does not at all look much cleaner for it. And he sort of stomps off into the forest toward the direction of the river.
I follow him. I just had some really important questions.
Important questions? No, listen, I have important business to tend to, all right?
How often do you sleep?
Well, I slept a good 8 hours last night. It was fantastic, thank you.
And is that every night or every other or every third?
Well, I try to get it every night, but sometimes it's hard when there's someone bothering me all damn night.
Okay, I take off my goggles so he can see my shrunken eyes. I tried all night last night and it didn't work. Why not? Was I doing something wrong?
You tried? I mean, how many years has it been since you last actually slept?
Eternity. Time unknowable.
Listen, I'm really quite busy this morning, so if you can go ahead and just go fuck off, alright? I don't need to babysit you.
Okay, it's just you're the only other human here. Besides you, it's like a bunch of strange beasts.
Malagus sort of blinks at this and like looks back at the rest of the group and he goes,
"Huh, well, I suppose you're right. I suppose I could tell you how I could do it.
Please."
Basically, you just take down a couple shots of fire brandy, and then after that, a few screwballs, and that should usually put you down real nice and tight. Alright, now go and enjoy that breakfast. The fish smells, well, it smells.
That's good to eat. That's all right to eat.
"Quite."
Okay, thank you. I'll head back to the fish.
And Malagus sort of stomps off.
He's so dramatic.
Oh God, guys, this is the best fish I've ever had. Oh my God, they don't have fish like this in my rivers.
I eat it, scales on. As demonstrated.
Jaya, you don't recognize this food. In fact, pretty much all the food you've seen here has been archaic and barbaric in your society.
I haven't had a good meal quite like this. I don't know how I feel about it.
Me neither.
Oh my God, this is so good. You have to try this. Are you gonna eat your fish?
It hurts more than people made it sound.
I kind of woke up with like stomach pains, and you know, I try to be strong. I don't want to show you my faults. I don't want to show my weakness. But I do have a tummy ache.
Respectfully, I think we've already seen some weaknesses.
Jaya desperately needs a GI doctor. It's all right, soldier. You've shown yourself as a brave warrior so far.
Carter, my character is once again not gonna like your character. Again. So
I think the lizard's a doctor.
Yeah, I hate to say it, that is me. I
A
heal
lizard.
people.
well, are you just a healer or are you a doctor?
I like to think I'm both.
'Cause, like, you can magically heal, but then there's also like things that you cannot magically heal all the time.
Yeah, that sounds really bad, Jaya. Anyways, Salnon, who's in charge around here?
Oh, yes, well, we're mostly a commune of like-minded individuals, us merfolk, but,
Yeah, sure.
well, we like to actually consider this great fallen int our leader of sorts. It protects us.
Like, spiritually thinking, or like you think it protects you, but it mostly...
Oh, no, it has a voice that comes from within.
voice?
Yeah, yes, go check it out.
If you insist, I'll go ahead and walk up to the fallen ent, if I can.
Yeah, alright, so you go ahead and approach the titanic fallen ent. Its body is covered in moss, and it looks like it's been lying here, maybe even for centuries. As you approach, you don't see or hear anything immediately.
I sort of look over my shoulder at all the merfolks and my friends behind me, and then square my shoulders as broadly as I can and say, "Hello, Queen Fallen Ent. Salnon pointed me your way. Are you in charge here?"
You there.
You do talk.
The great tree rumbles with sort of a tinny hollow voice, as if something is echoing through its rotted hollow center. Approach closer.
Yes. It is I, Sir Orpheus of the noble Queen Eurydice of Valhalla. You must be quite powerful, right?
Welcome to my den. I am the great Fallen Ent. What brings you here?
Well, it was a portal that brought me and my companions back there, all to the city of town, really, of Brightbank. But what brings me to you is that I was wondering if you might be able to help us get home.
You watch as you talk to this great fallen ant. Its mouth doesn't seem to move, nor any visible eyes behind its empty sockets. The whole thing still looks all to the world dead, but nevertheless a voice sort of echoes up from deep within its chest, hollow and tinny once more, as it goes, "Perhaps I could help you return through your portal, but you must do me first a favor."
What sort of favor?
You see, the groundwater here is tainted. I need you to fix it. The very lifeblood of the trees and grass and shrubs around you, as well as for myself, is poisoned. There is a cavern beneath this den of mine.
A cavern?
Yes, a great twisting thing.
And you want us to go down there and remove poison? I'm not sure we're equipped to do that.
You see, down in this cavern there is a source of contamination. You'll know it when you see it. It should be atop a pedestal of sorts, filled with dark, sinister energy.
A point source pollutant, okay?
Go now to the stump at the top of the ridge just behind me. You notice the ant still doesn't move at all when saying these words. Nevertheless, though, you can look over its shoulder and see there is a small ridge about a quarter of a mile away. At the top of this ridge, you will find a tainted stump filled with jagged white teeth.
And we're meant to go down that?
Correct. Travel down this hole, solve the source of contamination, and I will do my very best to change the direction of the portal to send you back home. I cannot guarantee success, but using my infinite power, as you said yourself, I shall make do.
For a moment, Oro hesitates, then squares his shoulders and stands up as tall as he can manage, which is not very tall anymore. Yes, I understand, Your Highness. We'll achieve this the same way we would achieve anything else, to thank you for your hospitality and to earn our passage home. I want to bow deeply and then turn and return to my friends.
All right, you turn around now, leaving the ant just as dead-looking as it did before. Nothing seems to change at all in this creature's face or appearance or anything about it, but no more voice echoes out. And as you turn around, you see Solnon in the distance sort of wave at you and go, "Yes, it's quite an odd thing, right, to hear the voice of such a grand spirit residing in that husk."
Great spirits come in many forms, my good man. All right, everyone, I have a course of action for us to take. And I want to sit down and choke down some more raw, scaly fish while I explain to my friends what just happened.
You guys are also joined by Vinny and Bagatha, who eat with you around this little whetstone. A couple of other of the merfolk here have approached to dine on a few what look to be seaweed patches and nuts and berries that have been found in the local area. They are all sort of having this meal together. It doesn't look like a very merry meal. Most people are sort of just eating to survive here and figuring out what to do for the next day. While you guys eat, Vinny kind of comes up to you guys and he's, "Hey, good morning. It's me, Vinny from Waterdeep. Me and Bagatha were thinking, is it all right if maybe we don't join you if you go down in a scary hole like what you were talking to the big tree guy about? It's just,
Yeah, you guys can do what you want.
Yeah, it's just me and her. She was saying that, like, here, I'll just have her explain it. And sort of Bagatha kind of crawls out from behind his shoulder. I guess she had been perched there. And whispers to you all as loud as she can. Yes, it's just as non-combatants and, as you say, civilians, I feel we would only hamper your progress, and we trust you well, and that if you find anything out about how to get home, you'll let us know. But in the meantime, we can stay here and perhaps make a bit more of a settlement for us.
Sounds good. Your citizens doing what citizens should do. Support the military, so thank you.
We can even look after the cow creature that you've all been traveling with, so I'd rather not. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
No, I think the cow is the cause of the sickness. Thank you, but I'm good on the cow. I would stay away.
When Malagus has returned, should we head out to the... Let me see, it was a stump we needed to seek out.
Yes.
Thank you, Dolam. A stump on a cliff.
So we need to go up.
Yeah, I think it's this one, sort of. I point.
As you guys finish off breakfast, Solnon the merfolk gives you a deep nod as you thanks him and goes, "Oh, it's really nothing. I'm just trying to help the cause. If there's anything else I can do to supply you, we don't have much, but we have torches and oil that we could offer you on your journey to help the great, mighty leader and elder of our little commune," gesturing to the giant ent.
Torches would be helpful if you have them to spare.
And he sort of guides you over to one of the boxes with him, where he shows you where the torches are. The day roars on as the hot sun comes up over the forest, and the insects buzz to life. Birds and wasps and cicadas fly around above you all, but they don't seem to bother you in this little nook in the great Ent's, it's in its resting place. They sort of leave you all alone here. And you hear the distant whinny of horses, likely from Brightbank, the town nearby. You also hear the howling of dogs every once in a while, and other skittering sounds of animals deep in the forest. So what would you all like to do?
Okay, has Malagus returned for breakfast? Are we proceeding to the stump?
Yes, Malagus is now making his way back. You see him sort of stomping his way through the roots and grass. He seems sort of out of his element here.
Mm-hmm.
You notice he does not have any of the parchments or papers or any of the scrolls that he had when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, he seems sort of disgruntled as he comes back. An abundance of sticks and mud clinging to his coat. And you even notice there seems to be like a watermark about knee-high on his leg from where he likely waded into a body of water.
I see. You're all right then?
I'm fine. Let's go.
All right, I like the attitude. Let's get going. I'll start climbing up the end towards the stump.
Give me a perception check and an acrobatics check as you climb.
Okay, perception check. Oh my god, I'm so fucking perceptive. I see the shit out of it. Acrobatics, also pretty good.
What was it?
Natural 20 for perception and 16 for dex.
So you all see as climbing up the side of this ent is Orpheus. Oro, you get the sort of feeling that this body is not quite meant for like laborious work, as you find yourself sort of winded quickly after climbing up the wood face of the side of this leg. But you successfully make your way all the way up the side of this creature onto the cliffside behind it.
Okay.
I'll start climbing.
You start climbing.
I roll an 18.
Okay, you make it up easily.
Good work, lad. And the others. Come up here. The stump's up here.
So I'm actually a monster. So it's a dirty 20.
Nice. You make quick work of it and climb right up to the top. It's quite simple for you.
I scurry on up.
As you sort of exit the domain of the Elder Ent, the sounds of the forest sort of come alive a little more. You hear more buzzing, bugs sort of crawl over you more. Birds watch you from the trees, and you feel as though a protection that you were once granted is lifted.
I got a 10.
All right, you guys climb to the top successfully.
Whoa.
In front of you lies a pretty wide-based stump of a tree that has a circle of mushrooms around the edge. These are red mushrooms with white spots on them. These mushrooms look to have grown here rather rapidly, and you see sprigs of mushrooms growing out of the ground, one right next to another, sometimes one even on top of another. But they all seem to be in this ring around the stump. The stump itself is covered with these sort of otherworldly spines. What looks like quills on the inside of the tree cover it down as you look down into what is almost a well of darkness and the smell of water.
Can I take a twig and like put it down the mouth?
You see it sort of brush up against the spines or the almost teeth of the side of this on the way down, and after a few seconds you hear a splish sound as it smacks water at the base.
How many seconds?
It echoes out a little bit, and it sounds like it's a cavern that it's in as the echoing of the water bounces around and subsides.
So it wouldn't be like a very deep drop?
It sounded like it could have been anywhere from, 10 feet to 50, but you'd probably tank it if you really wanted to jump.
Can I touch the ends with my finger, like lightly, to see if they're sharp?
You feel up against this thing, and yes, these are sharp. It's as almost if you get a chill down your spine, as if you're looking at a cancer. Whatever this is not supposed to be here, and it looks gross. It looks like it's going to spread. You feel icky yourself, almost as if it has spread to you.
The group should destroy this.
What?
I don't want to cause a forest fire.
Contained.
Dulum, I don't know if we need to destroy this.
Perhaps the greater sickness is deeper.
How wide does the hole look? Like, do we think we can get through without getting all torn up?
You look down it. The way the quills and spines are faced, you think you could go down pretty much no problem.
It's the light bulb in the mouth problem. Okay.
Do any of y'all have magics that can, like, I've seen, like, teleporting stuff before? Y'all got that?
No.
Very little.
I can mend things, I think.
Oh my god, could we just talk about this all day, or are we actually gonna do something? Listen, I'm no coward, and if you all want to just sit around doing nothing, you can, but I'm going in. And you see Malagus begin to crawl in.
I jump in the stump.
Malagus sort of shoots you a mean look, Orpheus, because he had to say that he was going in first, and he was like, I thought you were a man.
Damn. I try not to yell as I fall down the hole.
First, roll me an acrobatics check as you fall to make sure you don't take any damage.
Oh, it's possible I could take none. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Well...
Oh, this is for the spines. This is not for the drop.
Oh. 11.
Great. You take 4 damage as the spines brush up against the side of you.
Not looking good.
As you fall, you said you try to stifle a scream on the way down.
Yeah, I'm doing my best not to scream. Or if a scream does come out, I'm trying to make it as manly as possible.
As you fall, you smack pretty hard. You fall a total of 20 feet.
20 damage, 20 damage.
20 damage.
Okay, it is.
Haha! 11 damage.
11.
Pretty fucked up.
All right, you're badly injured.
Yup.
You find yourself landing in a shallow pool of water. The impact hits you hard as you sort of buckle under yourself, expecting the water to sort of give more, but it barely comes up above your boot.
Okay.
Looking around, you see that the water sort of permeates the cave that you're in, and it definitely is a cave. There's stone floors, a sort of cavern-like ceiling, and if you look high above you, you see the roof of the cavern comes to sort of a head at the base of the stump. You see the stump itself looks to have been about 10 feet in depth, and you sort of bumped into spines along that entire 10-foot depth of falling.
Okay.
A couple spines fall down here with you and splish splash in the water around you, and you notice in the water with you, besides the twigs and leaves, you see 2 small woodland creatures, what look to be squirrels or perhaps rabbits, floating like stomach up in the water, likely killed by the fall.
Okay. Bleak.
Your vision is about what you can sort of see on this map here. You see a couple small caverns leading in each direction.
Okay.
And a much larger space than you imagined being underneath this stump. It seems strangely large.
Nice. Cool. I move out of the way in case anyone else falls after me.
Okay, you can still hear the people from the top, and you sort of hear Malagus yell down, "It's all right down there!"
Not so bad, but I'd recommend you be careful because you're not all as resilient as I am.
That looked really bad. Can you guys not get yourself killed?
I'm alright. I've seen worse.
Can Hire just full on also jump in this hole?
You can't really see how many spines are left, but you just sort of go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm going for it.
I will try to catch Hire on his fall.
You don't have to do that.
I would try though.
12 falling damage for you, Hire. As Orifice, you want to try to catch him and take some damage?
Yeah.
Give me a athletics check.
Whoa!
Whoa!
20 athletics check. I catch him like he's my fucking bride.
All right? You catch Hire. He still does knock into you pretty hard, toppling the two of you over into the water.
Mm-hmm.
But I will have his damage, so you can take less of it.
Ooh, I'll take 3 damage then, right?
Yeah, take 3. I do notice that Orpheus is near death.
Yeah,
That's not an accident.
I'll start tying a rope to go down.
Great. Malagus wants to help you, so you guys tie a rope around, say, this tree right here, and slowly snake it down. He sort of whispers under his breath while he's with you.
Jesus, these damn fucking animals jumping down there with no thoughts. God.
Animals.
When I see them climbing down, I will yell up to Malagus. Glad you got a rope. You could have gotten hurt without it.
He grumbles and flips you a bird from up high.
I try to act like I'm not near death.
You do your best to spit out the blood that's in your mouth.
I lay down in the water so you can't see the blood in my clothes.
The rest of you come down successfully. You all see the same water at the bottom. You guys are all in a sort of cave-like system. It looks pretty natural, which is an unusual sight considering the way you got down here looked altogether unnatural.
Mm-hmm. Higher. Is there any way you could help me? I'm not feeling my best.
Oh, yeah. It was a really good catch, though. Thanks. Sure.
Thank you.
Fine, I'll heal you. I'll do a healing word.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, baby.
I tell you something like really inspirational. I didn't know about just jumping down here, but it was very brave, and that's what heals you.
Thank you. Bravery is an important quality in a knight. Queen Ridice taught me that. Now shall we press on?
Just us?
I meant all of us. But you especially.
Can they start exploring?
Jaya, you make your way into another section of the cavern, and here you notice some mining equipment. This looks to be rather new in what you can tell, like the mine carts and the pickaxes here, and the normal carts and the like broken up pieces of rail don't have dust on them, but they do have rust on the iron, which is sort of unusual. You see 2 skeletons. These are 2 skeletons. There are 2 corpses that are sat here. They are leaning up against the rocks. Yes, give me an investigation check.
You're right. Loot the body. Let's get to it.
Actually, maybe I shouldn't be the one investigating. Mr. Orifice, can you look at this right here? I can help you. I'm not the smartest of the bunch.
Certainly. Let me see. Do I have help?
Yes.
Or
Nice.
oh, dog shit rolls. Okay,
Nice.
17.
You find that the 2 skeletons here, they look to be, it's the same effect where you don't see any dust on them at all. But they look like they've been here a while. Clearly the skin and muscle on tissue on the bones have all but completely sloughed off, likely picked clean by vermin that live in the area. So you don't find any other sort of markers to define what these creatures were, but you think they were probably humans based on the size of the skeleton. Orpheus, you get a closer look and sort of identify a few like marks around the teeth and around the like shape of the skull, and you're like, yeah, these were definitely 2 humans that died here.
Okay.
They have cracks along the bases of their skulls. They look identical on both of them. These look to have been some sort of brain trauma right at the back of the head.
Okay.
And you guess that this is what killed them. They have no weapons, they have no armor, they have no tools or anything discernible, yet their skeleton is completely intact.
Okay.
Malagus, do you have any idea who these people could be?
Malagus sort of instinctively puts a hand to his face and nose.
Oh, goodness, that's putrid. God, must have been a rock slide. Did they have anything worthwhile?
Didn't seem they had anything at all. I will say, they both died of a hit to the back of the head pretty precisely. I think we should keep an eye behind us. It's possible someone clubbed them from behind.
Malagus's eyes go wide as you say this, and he goes, "Oh, goodness, that's fucking frightening. I'll take up the rear then. I'll walk backwards."
Are there trained assassins just like waiting for us?
I don't know. Could be some sort of trap too.
I look up.
You look up. The ceiling is about 20 feet up. There is dripping stalactites above you. The drip drops fall down around you every once in a while. You notice the ground here is not quite as wet as in the other room. You are no longer wading through water anymore. You're actually on like solid ground. The basin area itself seemed to be the base of that main central cavern. Some other things you guys notice in here, Jaya, you make your way into another little mine shaft where you find a bunch of half-burned candles.
Are they configured in any way, or are they just like scattered about?
They look scattered about, but there's a lot of them.
I just want to see if they were recently used or not.
Putting your hand up against them, they do feel sort of warm.
Guys, I do not think we are alone.
Did you say something?
I don't think we're alone. These candles are kind of warm to the touch, and so I feel like they were put out pretty recently.
Dulam, you should add these to your inventory.
I'll pick up some candles to hold for hire.
Could I generally look at the walls to see if there are any like writings on the walls?
You look around on the walls. The walls here look to have been sort of mined out. There is not anything that stands out to you as being writing. Over in this little area, you find a keg, a huge keg. It is 6 feet tall and about 7 feet long. And as you open the spigot, you find it is completely empty.
Someone killed the party.
Damn it.
Can I just look around to see if there are if there's liquid below the level of the spigot?
Yeah, give me an investigation check for that.
I got an unnatural one.
That is an unnatural one. You look at the ground, you feel kind of thirsty.
Hey,
and then
can
you get
somebody
distracted
else
by
take this?
drinking water.
Oh, thirsty
Sure.
girl. Dulam, I'll help.
Thank you. I got a 19.
Beneath this spigot, there is no indication of a liquid having been spilt beneath it. You just see the sort of drip droppings of water nearby. Nothing really indicates to you what was in this. But the construction of it does make it look like it was likely a tankard for either ale or water.
No liquid detected.
Hey, I think I found something over here. It looks like there was a cave-in, but behind these rocks, I see some like stonework, like some sort of foundation of something.
What sort of stonework? You're saying like it's something nicer than where we are here?
Yeah, it looks chiseled back there, almost like some sort of building.
And he sort of gestures to where the little hole he was pointing, and sure enough, you do sort of see a brief glimpse of masoned stone behind the rock.
I don't know if we can move this though.
Nonsense, you're a warrior, aren't you? Does anyone have like a pry bar or something? And you see Malagus goes and starts wandering back through the mine shaft looking for a pickaxe on the ground.
I have a pitten and a crowbar.
Yeah, you could maybe sort of wedge it in between yourself and this rock and cut out chunks to sort of squeeze by.
I'll start chipping at that, but if someone with better strength wants to do it, that is also true.
I'll come to it with a hammer.
Give me a strength check, please. This is pure athletics.
Plus guidance.
Is guidance a D4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 19.
Okay, you pry at the edge of this rock. Despite it being a pretty enormous rock, you can just barely chip at the edge of it. It comes off easier than you would expect, and you all of a sudden realize that the rock in front of you does not look like the rocks in the walls around you. Its coloring is different, the veining on it is different. This rock almost looks like it was put here, and as you think this, you chip off a large chunk. Malagus calls to you guys. Hey, do you see anything?
There is a door.
A door? What do you mean a door? Isn't this like a mine shaft?
Minecraft.
Anyway, well done, Dulam, I suppose. Thanks for getting through that. Do we know what the meaning of all this is? I mean, what the hell is a mine shaft doing under all this farmland?
I think we're about to find out, aren't we?
Well, if we're looking for the source of this evil, doesn't it seem more likely it came from some intentional rather than a natural phenomenon?
Well, I suppose, but I feel like we're now out of our wheelhouse. Malagus sort of throws his hands up and goes, I mean, we came through a damn fucking stump to get down here. Like, what happens if there's, 20 bandits behind that door ready to rob us? We just don't know.
Then we'd vanquish them as they deserve for taking advantage of innocent people.
What if we make plans on the run as we gather information, which is what we're doing now?
Malagus throws his head into his hands and kind of turns around looking at each of you.
Surely there must be a tactician among you. Maybe even the robot. Sergeant Jaya, right? He turns to Jaya now. You're a general or something, right? Don't you know how to lead troops?
Yes, General.
Malagus, what goal are you trying to lead us towards?
You mean to go in headstrong? Well, I don't consider myself that headstrong. I actually consider myself more of an intellectual.
I could tell that.
Malagus continues to sort of look pleadingly at Dulam for perhaps a plan.
I'll open it.
It opens into a very well sculpted hallway. This does not at all look like the mine that you were in a second ago. Now you're entering into a well-made, not well-maintained. You see a lot of rubble on the ground. There was no indication that this hallway was here at all until you reached this door. Now that you've reached it, you feel like you're in a completely different area.
Perhaps there are people that can be reasoned with here.
Sounds good to me.
Malagus sort of crouches in after you guys and goes, oh, this place makes me feel nauseous. But, and he stomps his foot a couple times. I like the tiling here.
With my architectural knowledge, do I recognize this stonework?
With your what?
Looking down, you give me a history check, yeah.
Fuck me, it was almost a 19.
An 8. It looks sort of like Byzantine-esque, but you're not sure.
I keep my mouth shut. I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm wondering, I'm assuming you guys feel the same sort of sensation of wrongness that I felt upon entering this tunnel. Is there any chance that this could be a bleed over from another plane if what we're investigating is a rift between the planes themselves?
Yeah,
Perhaps we've just stepped somewhere new.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
So right or left?
Left. So,
Okay, let's go.
All right, so the group of you begin heading down the hallway now. As you do so, Malagus sort of shoots you a side-eye, Orpheus. Sort of grumbles up next to you and goes, listen, kid, you should probably stop just barging into rooms without plans, all right? Even the robot's got some idea of going on here, but it seems like you don't, all right?
I'm not a kid. I feel like I've already told you this, and I'm millennia old. I'm probably older than you are. I certainly, undoubtedly, I'm much, much older.
He sort of gives you a sly smile and goes, yeah, all right, well, you look it.
I am mad. I give him a mad face.
You mad dog him?
I'm mad dog him.
You're mad dog room?
Give me a perception check as you guys approach this next door.
17.
I got a dirty 20.
All of you guys, basically, with your perception checks, hear the sound of skittering in the next room. Something is in there. Something that definitely sounds alive.
All right, Malagus, do you hear that too? I know you're worried about what's on the other side of the door. There's something there, is what I'm saying.
Malagus goes, oh, shit, what do you think it is? I'm sort of bravely in the back here, so I can't hear anything.
Skittering.
Skittering?
Yeah, bugs.
All right, well, I'll let you go in first, all right? I'll go behind.
I'm accustomed to it.
All right, as you enter, see a room that is filled with imps.
Oh, nice.
There are 8 imps in here. They all sort of seem to be scrounging around. This room looks to be some sort of dungeon of sorts. It matches the same architectural style as the previous rooms, but you see cages in all of the corners of the rooms. They look old and desiccated, and you don't see anything inside of them besides maybe some small tattered cloths. But the center of this room is filled with these imp creatures that all turn to look at you as you walk in.
Orpheus, as you see these imps, you instinctively reach down into your satchel for a large cylindrical shaped tube of metal that you're not sure its purpose for.
Makes perfect sense. I'm ready to hit some imps with it.
They all look at you expectantly, and none of them make a move, but they just watch you.
Can I speak out in Infernal?
Yes, you can.
Well meant, imps.
The creatures all look at you with like a reproachful look of a mix of what looks like fear and expectation. One of them sort of groans at you. That means nothing.
Where is your leader?
The creatures look at you. One of them sort of creeps forward towards you. holding out its claws in front of it as if it is like protecting itself, approaches your like chassis. They don't seem to say anything.
So unfortunately, since you've given them names, I don't want to hear one of them. I do want to know if it's Pensive Imp or Ambitious Imp or Grateful Imp.
So it is Ambitious Imp that is approaching you.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Ambitious Imp holds its claws up against the body of your chassis and scrapes slowly down, making a horrifying grating sound. It doesn't cause you any damage, but it really does bother your auditory like cortex. The creature then pops back a little bit and looks up at you and says something in Infernal that says, Where are we?
You are all in the material plane.
Oh god.
I don't remember anything.
Are you lost?
Yes.
How can I help?
We were just in the 6th plane of the 9 hells. Can you take us back? We're very hungry and tired and remorseful and exhausted.
Sure thing. Do you remember falling out of a portal?
No, we woke up here, I think.
Great. This group is also trying to make their way back to their home plane. Would you like to join this group?
No! Fix it now! Fix it now! They all start jumping up and down. Fix it now! Fix it now! Fix it now!
I'll turn to my party. This group seems to also be out of place.
They're getting riled up. Orpheus, your hands are working fast on the bat that you are holding in your hands.
Not really sure what this is, but I've seen it through. Are we killing them or are they our friends?
They seem impatient.
Fix it now!
More people we can help?
Higher, these don't seem like people. They seem like fucking monsters. And you see Malagus brandish 2 daggers that he had behind his cloak. We need to just get rid of them now.
They do seem to be intelligent.
Fix it now! Fix it now!
They sound like they're chanting. What are they saying?
They're requesting the group to fix it now.
Why do you know Infernal?
It is the most lawful language in the universe.
Just like French.
Alright, the imps are starting to get irritated. Dulam, roll me a history check.
Yes. Okay. What's my history? +2. I roll 16.
Okay, because you know Infernal, you probably also have a memory chip in there somewhere about creatures that speak Infernal, and from what you know about imps, you know that these creatures are intelligent enough to speak, but beyond that, they are dumb as shit. Barely hold a 5-second conversation before usually resorting to eating something, violence, or some sort of like nefarious act. They are lawful, but they are also evil, so they will sort of like do things as they see fit, and you are not devils, and they know that you're not devils, so they might lash out.
All right, I'll I want to pull out my gunpowder fish and throw it over here for them to eat.
Okay, you huck your fucking fish. You huck something and the imps all scream, "What is that? What is it? What is it?"
Food!
Food! You brought us food! Yes, food! They all sort of start running over toward it. The ambitious one now crawls over to Orpheus. Orpheus, you get a like sickening feeling in the back of your stomach, like you've seen this before.
Huh. Okay, I lean down and I ask it, "How are you doing, little creature?"
Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
9.
While your voice says, "How are you doing, little creature?" your hand swings out toward it. You roll to hit for me.
Okay, what do you want me to roll to hit with?
This is an unarmed strike.
Oh, great. It's a 10 to hit.
Let's see if that hits. That does not hit.
Okay.
You swing out and the imp jumps back and goes, devil! And the creature jumps back and goes, "Monster, monster, human, torture!"
What are they saying? Are they talking to me?
It seems like they want to torture you.
Additionally,
Me?
the imps in the corner all start screaming and running, jumping around and spinning, and they go, "Nasty, disgusting food! Vile poison! You poisoned us!"
No poison on that fish.
"Poisoned fish! You're a killer!" This one says that.
This autonome has killed.
Look, I apologize for my friends. They're the humans. I'm not. I'm clearly not human. You know, you look at me. I'm not.
I've seen one of
You
you
know.
in the Nine Hells.
I know. I deal. Anyways,
You're
ignore
like
them.
you have one foot in the
They're
hells.
more like my pets.
Nasty, send us home. Send us home now. Send us home now while we eat.
I don't have the capabilities to send you home.
Send us home.
I can't. Do you know how?
Death usually works.
Oh, so I kill you?
Nah, monster wants to kill us.
No, I won't kill you. But you're saying that death works. So who's death?
All of us, of course.
So, so I'd make it to where you die.
Make a giant pit, light on fire. Then we can jump in.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does anybody have anything to make a pit with?
Sure thing. Pull out my hammer and start bashing the ground.
Okay, we're making a pit.
What's happening?
You're sledging the ground.
I get out my hammer and help.
You pull out your hammer and you just feel your hand tugging at it, where your hand is drawn toward the imps.
So I'm rolling to hit again, I suppose.
You pull up this hammer and you don't make the swing, but you really feel like you should. You think these creatures are evil, and if the longer you leave them alive, the worse it'll be for you.
Okay. Have they been speaking common or only impish?
They can only speak infernal.
Okay. I'm starting to think maybe we should just kill them. They seem pretty evil.
They want the group to make a pit for them to jump into.
Yeah, okay, my plan was to just make a pit, set it on fire, and to them we're sending them on their deaths, and I think it makes them happy, it makes us happy. I think that's the way to go.
So we are killing them. We're just doing it in a fiery pit.
Well, I wouldn't phrase it that way around them. I wouldn't say that around them. But we are sending them to their death.
Them.
They want to proceed with death via pit on fire. I will fulfill that wish.
Think of it as a portal.
I won't be a part of it.
So you're killing them because when they die, they go home.
I believe that is their logic, yes.
Okay, I stare at my hands.
They will get angry if the group attacks them, though.
They prefer for us to send them via pit on fire. And you know what? Who am I to deny them of that pleasure? This is their way of getting back home. And, maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I'm going to respect that. So I'm going to pit. I'm going to set it on fire. It solves our problem, solves their problem. I think that's the good way to go.
One of the imps approaches Dulam, and it goes, "Oh, great, you're making the pit. You're jumping in with us. Fantastic. Yes, you make it now."
Yes, creating pit.
I'll help dig the pit if I can resist the urge to bash the imps.
You resist enough to make a pit.
I'll also help make the pit.
All right, you guys make a pit. I suppose just in the center of the area here, you just start digging down. It takes a while. The imps sort of jump around and sort of chant the whole time. Yes, dig pit, take us home. We're going home.
See, Higher, if this was inherently bad in nature, would they not be excited?
You look over at Higher, full on, just like eyes closed, not hearing anything.
If it makes you feel better, these are evil beings.
Just feels like the execution. How did we get into this?
Get in.
This was the least chaotic approach.
Can I sprinkle? Orpheus, can you sprinkle a little bit of gunpowder, just a tiny bit, just to help fuel the fire? Not.
What are you saying?
I can handle that. I shake out my cloak.
Okay. Just bits of gunpowder fall out.
There you go.
Imps, get in one by one.
Light the fire! Light the fire!
Oh, you want the fire first? Okay. Does anybody have a way to make fire?
Yes.
Can you make the fire, please?
I just don't know if I should. And he starts to cast it anyway. Probably.
Light the fire! With a whoosh, you guys make a fire.
Orpheus, you may want to stand
Orpheus?
back a little bit. You're a little contaminated.
A good idea. I'll go ahead and step back.
Is a fire made of from like radiant energy any different?
If you don't mind these things getting killed, actually, then I would suggest radiant fire. But that I will make that decision up to you.
Well, the holy fire is the fire of my god.
Oh,
I apologize. I apologize. I can't light a normal fire. Someone else can do it.
Got a tinder box.
Oh, that's great. Hand it over to me. Stay over there. Actually, let me come to you.
As you sort of make your way to the back, Orpheus, your buddy that you've dragged in here with you, Malagus, like, grabs you sharply by the elbow and pulls you close to him.
What the fuck are you doing? You know these are imps, right? They're about as evil as it fucking comes.
We're putting them in the hole and then we're gonna burn them to death.
What? That's the stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard. They're born in fire. These fuckers basically live in it. What do you think? This is their final goal, just to jump in and go home? No, they're probably playing some fucking trick on us or some shit.
Don't worry, it'll be okay. I put a hand on his shoulder. I'll protect you.
He kind of shrugs off your arm and like looks off into the distance, annoyed.
You're very emotional.
The imps all throw up a wah! As you light their pit on fire. You now have a hole in the ground that you've dug out of the stone, inside of which you've lit a small, like, what's the fuel you're using? Is it just gunpowder?
See, we're making them happy.
They jump up and down. You see the fires burning brightly and mirroring in their eyes as their eyes glow with this beautiful red radiance. They jump up and down. They go, yes, everyone, we're gonna jump in, yes. All right, come with. Who wants first? You want first? Do.
You go first.
Talking now to the only person who can understand them. Robot, go first. Robot, go first.
This robot will ensure your safety by going last.
All right, who goes first?
Dude, can you suggest one just randomly?
Don't send in the tired imp.
Yeah, I'll go to the remorseful one.
Okay. I jump in now.
Yes.
Whippy! You see the imp catch on fire and start burning up, and the gunpowder like exploding into the side of him as he goes. Now do the monster. They point at Jaya. Next, yeah.
I point at the blue nymph and I say, since they can't understand me, I excitedly point at him and point at the fire and dance.
Yes, that one wants in. Push him in. Push him in.
What are they saying, man? Or it?
They want the old man to jump in the pit.
Oh, we're obviously not having that, so why don't you tell them to go in?
Okay. Talk to them. All right. Blue imp, your turn.
I'm just so tired.
Would you like some help?
Yes. Dulam, as you approach, the exhausted blue imp grabs onto your left arm, and you actually see the other imp on the other side of you, the dissociated imp, grabs onto your other hand, and they sort of grab you and they go, all right, let's go together, ready, on 3. And they sort of swing your arms. 1, 2,
This robot will go last.
3! And the two of them jump in and try to drag you with them.
Okay, I'll try to strength check, I guess.
Give me a strength check, yeah.
I got 15.
They try to swing you in as hard as you can. You stand firm. These are tiny creatures, so it's pretty easy to avoid that. And the two swing themselves in either way, and they go.
At this grim sight, I will hide behind the wall.
The rest of the imps now you see are getting a little suspicious. All right, who goes in next?
How about all of us go in together? Line up next to me.
They look at Jaya and they go, yeah, good idea. And they all run over to Jaya.
No, like you. Okay, hold my hand. Hold my hand. No, go in front of me. Go in front of me. Go in front of me.
And Jaya, they all kind of come up behind you and they go, all right, you next, you next. And they sort of like bump up against your body. Not pushing you, but sort of just like pumping you in the back to go.
Pumping him in the back?
Whoa.
Okay,
And-
ready?
And as before, two of them kind of come up beside you and grab onto your hands. They grab onto both of your hands. You sort of have to squat down to grab them because these are tiny creatures. And they go, all right, 1, 2, 3. And you feel a push from behind you as the two from behind you both try to shove you forward. So give me a athletics check to jump over this entire thing with two imps dragging you down.
Oh yeah, 17.
All right, you jump clean over with the fire licking at your feet as the imps kind of come with you. They don't let go.
Oh.
What was that? You jumped too far.
I'm sorry, I have miscalculated it. That is my bad. I'm not the greatest jumper. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, an imp turns the corner and looks at you with like a fire in its eyes. You're not sure, but this might be the one that you struck out at earlier.
Okay. Malagus, these things are evil, right?
Yes, he brandishes both of his blades and steps forward.
Yeah, I want to bash it with my pipe club.
Great, roll to hit.
It's a 3 to hit for me.
A 3 to hit? Okay, that is not good enough. You will be missing the imp in front of you, and now I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Up first is Jaya. What would you like to do? You have two imps holding your hands, and they heard one of their own scream out a battle cry across the way.
Can I try to swing them in and like throw them in?
Give me a strength check, and they will make 2 opposing strength checks. Just a really good roll, man.
Damn.
Wow, they got really good. Sorry, ignore that last one. They got really good strength checks. They both held on your arm hard. You feel the sharp nails of their claws digging in as they go.
Is that my action?
No, that can be a bonus action.
Can I just start like spinning in circles with them because they're digging their nails on me, just to like disorient them a little bit?
All right, you start spinning around and around and around, and you're starting to get dizzy, and the imps on the end of your arms are going spinning faster and faster, and you see they're getting dizzy too. You don't think you're hurting them by any means, but you're definitely disorienting them. And so that'll be your action. So that's the end of your turn there, Jaya. Up next is Orpheus.
Okay, I go to reach for my greatsword and I realize it's not there because I'm in this damn other body. And I just sort of take a second and look at my hands. Is there anything I can do here?
You take a look down now, looking at your hands, and you feel some sort of urge in your body. You're not sure what it is, but you feel the desire to reach out and grab one of these imps.
I do so. I grab it by the little wings.
You reach out, thrusting your hand out. You feel your hands, your fingers twitch almost on their own accord, and words come to your lips, words you've never spoken before, arcane words, and a shock of electricity bursts out. Please roll to hit with shocking grasp.
Okay. 14.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
6.
All right. You reach out and you see the electricity scald through this imp as it screeches out.
Fuck! Yeah!
You pull your hand back in surprise, looking down at it, and the magic leaves just as quickly as it was there, and you have no idea what just happened or how you did that.
Fuck yes! This is something I can use!
All right, okay, so that was your action. Do you want to do anything else with your turn?
I wipe the sparks off on my pants.
Okay, awesome.
Up next, then, is Malagus, I guess, who runs over and tries to make a dagger attack at this thing. Okay, with his 2 dagger attacks, he looks like he hits one of them and smacks the imp for, looks like a strong 4 damage.
Well done, soldier.
See, that's how you do it. What the fuck were you doing?
Practicing something new.
More like something stupid.
Well, kill it then.
Fuck. And he grumbles as he can't and ends his turn.
As he does so, the imps are gonna go next. These are all the impies. 2 of them creep back to you higher to smack you.
Yeah.
They look pretty mad. The first one got a natural 20 to hit with its stinger.
Guess I'll be dead then.
and the second one bites you for an 18 to hit.
That is my AC, yeah.
Which does hit. Wow, so they do both hit. These are some mean guys.
Oh.
No.
The first one lands for 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one lands for 2 damage. Smack. As a bite and stinger go into you. The creatures sort of leer out at you as they hit. Over by Malagus, the imp here will also make a strike. Hitting Malagus for 7 damage. Malagus sort of jumps back at the bite and goes, as he is now injured. And finally, the last 2 attack Jaya. Looks like one of them got a 4 to hit, which misses, and the other lands a 14 to hit, which I think is your armor class.
Okay. Give me the damage.
Jaya is hit for 4 as they sort of bite down. All of these little creatures are running around biting everything. Higher, it is your turn.
First of all, I'm looking bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at 1 health.
Oh, yeah.
I believe. Yeah, so I'm feeling real bad. Can I go up to Malagus and cure wounds him?
Okay, you cure wounds Malagus. He sort of looks at you and looks at himself and he goes,
You look a lot worse than I do.
I'll be fine. Yeah, and then I heal him. 13 to Malagus.
Nice. All right, Teen. He is looking great now. You helped him out. He looks good.
And then I want to, can I stumble past him? And then, can I have my turn?
Okay, nice. Ulam, you're up next.
Woo.
What do you want to do?
I want to cast Mind Whip on these 2 imps here.
Okay.
They both need to make an int save.
2 int saves. Ooh, a nat 1 and a 13.
Alright, they both fail.
Nice. What happens next?
They have to choose either to move, attack, or do a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
And they take 16 psychic damage.
16?
Yeah.
That is
Nice. Do you roll the damage or is it constant?
Yeah, it was 3d6s.
All right, it's a great spell. All right, well, 16 damage to each of these imps. They both go down. You see the psychic damage rend through their mind as they both screech and flitter down, smacking the ground hard.
Big. And then I'm gonna walk towards Jaya.
Okay,
and that's
got
my
it.
turn.
Good turn. All right, go team. That was a good turn.
That was a very good turn.
The new twin spell is so fun.
I like it. Up next is Jaya.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a regular shoot at one of them.
All right, as you go to unholster your firearm here, you brandish this sleek mechanical hand cannon. And you've noticed the imps have now crawled off your arms and they're just sort of slashing at your legs at this point. So go ahead and roll to hit.
There's another nat 20.
All right, roll damage.
Oh yeah, 16.
Nice, and then it already
Oh,
does.
yeah.
You just blow a hole through one of these guys. It looks like it's still alive, but very near death.
Okay, and that I think is all of my action.
Okay, good action.
Nice.
Orpheus, what do you want to do?
I'm reaching.
Do you reach it with your hands?
Oh yeah.
You actually, again, out of fear. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. 17 hits.
Nice. Okay.
I was gonna give you a new ability, but you don't need it yet.
Fuck. I think this is the first time in this game I've done damage.
Let's go.
Nice. All right, this creature is dead.
Thank
Yeah.
fuck. Then I'll run out to look for other imps. So wait, let me check my speed. I think it's 30. Oh, 40. Oh, that's right, because of my feet. Okay. 5, 10, 50. Haha, because I'm speedy because of my feet. 15, 20. Oh, wait, they're right here. Okay. Okay, I'll just get to here.
Cool.
Okay, that's my turn.
Nice. This imp, Grateful Imp, is now his turn. He is gonna try to book it out of here.
Not on my watch. Opportunity attack. I'll make a dagger attack.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Aye. 15 to hit.
Nice. All right. That does hit.
Yeah. 6 damage.
All right. You blast this thing out of here.
Woo.
Your little dagger kills it. He dies. The last imp, fearing for his life, does also want to make a run for it. Jaya, it exits your 5-foot range. Do you want to try to attack it on its way out?
Oh yes. I think I can use my pistol.
Use your pistol then, buddy.
I can use my pistol. Okay. 14.
That's pretty good, though. 14 does hit.
11 damage.
Nice. You shoot it. You kind of blow a hole in one of its wings as it gets off the ground, trying to fly up and out of here. It kicks off the ground and sort of moves haggardly as a hole in its wing sort of slows it down. And you see it booking it down across this way. Woo! Flying away. As it gets actually to this square, it seems to be screaming something in Infernal. No, take me back, I want to go back! Ah! It uses its action to dash, and it starts moving down this way and scratching at a wall.
Yeah, I would start chasing.
You give chase. You guys run over. You see the imp is scratching wildly at a piece of wall. Better be a place!
I'd shoot it.
Great. Roll to hit.
16.
Give me damage, please.
Ooh. Oh, 8 thunder damage.
All right. The group of you all hear a cacophonous thunderous echo as you see this imp shake and shudder under the weight of the damage, with some blackened, dark blood drips down its ears as the creature falls flat, dead on spot. You notice now the spot the creature had been scratching at the wall has revealed some hinges beneath. It looks like there might have been a door frame here.
Can I try pushing it?
You push on it and it does not budge. You do see a very thin hole in it, though, about waist height.
Like a keyhole or just a hole?
Roll an investigation check for me.
18.
Okay, you see it, and you are confident that, yes, that is a keyhole.
Can I start rounding up the imp bodies and put them in the pyre?
Okay, you round them up. The fire continues burning. There were 7 imps in total, and 3 of them had already gone in, but you grabbed the other 5 and just started hucking them in. Jaya, you see up close now that there is definitely a keyhole on this. You kind of look through the keyhole a little bit, and you can see a very darkly lit room behind it.
Right, which one of y'all knows how to pick locks?
As you say that, Mallegus looks kind of affronted. What? Pick locks? Are we a bunch of thieves?
Why would we know how to do that?
Sometimes you get locked out of your own home and you just need to know how to do it. I didn't think it was such a contested question. I'm sorry, I didn't know. My bad.
That's not usually what people are like where I'm from.
Well, I just think it's kind of like street smarts, so I'm a pretty forgetful person. I sometimes forget my key at home, and Lord, my kids would have me fucking, they wouldn't have told me. So instead of admitting that I didn't have my key, I would just pick the lock.
Well, I'll remember what you said about your key. Thank you for saying that.
But unfortunately, I just learned my padlock, so I don't know how to open this specific one, nor do I have the tools.
Where I'm from, we just drift through walls, unless they were deceased, in which case we respect them and wouldn't pick them regardless.
There are no locks in Mechanus.
Oh, buddy. Do locks add order or chaos?
Whoa, does cracking a lock add order or chaos?
Oh.
Chaos.
Every open door is an open door.
There are no doors.
What would the tools look like? I have a lot of tools in this bag.
Can I look through the tools and see if I recognize anyone?
I pull out a set of thieves' tools and say, is this what's just...
It's funny that you know what kind of tools they are, but I think those are it.
Oh, it was just a guess. It could also be, let me see, I pull out... Well, I actually don't have that many tools, huh? It really is just thieves' tools.
I don't exactly know how to pick a lock, but I can give it a try. I also have Tinker's tools.
We should tinker together sometime. You can help me with this bee. I pull out my bee.
Alright, you want to roll a lockpicking check at disadvantage?
Seeing that my friend is going to roll something at disadvantage, can I use my innate sorcery ability to restore balance so that she does not have disadvantage?
That sounds great. Yeah. You restore balance.
Can I cast guidance?
Yes, wow, alright, boost then.
Boost.
The guidance is a D4, right?
I think so, yeah.
I got 4. Okay, 15.
Nice, alright. A 15 is pretty darn good. You are just hacking away at this here lock, and after just a couple seconds you hear a satisfying creaking click as it opens.
Oh,
Sergeant?
Well done. That was incredible.
Thank you. No need to flatter. Okay. Let's move. Move. Oh, actually, I don't know if I want to set foot in this room.
The first thing about this room is the smell of rotting meat. All along the ground and even splattering up on the walls and ceiling is gore. You see red skin and small red wings filling the space. All of these remains are what look to be hundreds and hundreds of minced dead imp. They look pretty fresh. You see no flies, though. There seem to be cages up against the walls, but that the cages are wide open, and the meat fills in them just as much as it does here. You do, however, notice you don't see any slash marks or cuts or anything on any of these corpses. The mincing is not necessarily cutting. It looks literally just like spilled out.
Like they exploded almost?
You would probably need to get a higher investigation check to learn more.
Can I do an investigation check, Mr. Doom?
You can. Malagus sort of comes in and again holds his hands over his face and he goes,
Oh God, Jesus. Ugh, it's fucking disgusting. Oh God, is this, you think, the source of all that putridness the tree was talking about?
It definitely seems like it.
I can't quite figure out what happened here, because somebody else that's a little bit, bigger in the brain do it.
I can make an investigation.
Help.
25.
What?
I'm so smart.
25. That is awesome. Investigating the room, first off, you find that nowhere in here do you find a single blade or instrument of destruction. Instead, all of this gore here seems to be as if it was very delicately removed from imps. You find full hearts, full brains, full stomachs that are connected to the rest of the body through the normal tubes and canals and tunnels that you're used to in seeing the inside of people. The thing that really throws you off is that the flesh of the imps in here is whole. It's almost as if you have an entire imp skin bag and nothing inside of it.
I suspect perhaps what we're seeing is things that failed to come through the rift correctly. It seems as though their organs and insides were transported separately from their outsides.
Was this portal connected to some kind of demon plane?
That is exactly what you get out of this, Orpheus. They weren't made right. It looks like something did not finish creating them.
Failed human transmutation. I've seen it. Well, I suspect we're getting closer to the portal if what we see here is remnants of its use.
I guess so. So, are you ready to go deeper?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, so you guys sort of exit this room out of the grossness of it. Just as a note, Orpheus, as you were looting through here, you found some small trinkets.
Oh.
Shoved inside of a lot of the gore was a very fine bag. You find a black bag.
I will reach my hand inside.
Great. Reaching inside here, you find a pair of engraved bone dice.
Ooh.
They look very finely crafted, and you think you could probably sell them for something in the realm of 20 to 30 gold.
Oh, you think we want to sell them? Right?
Do any of you like dice?
Yeah, I like games.
All right, I hand them over.
Okay.
I hope you have fun with them.
I'm a dice-fearing man.
You're a dice-fearing man?
Maybe we can play
I
sometime.
fear dice.
In the main room where you burned all the imps' bodies, Malagus is sort of looking down into the hole and like holding his chin with his hand and with a very worried look on his face.
This place makes me feel sick. I don't want to be here. Can we leave?
We have no choice. We have to be brave.
Malagus, our sacrifice doesn't have to be yours. I appreciate the help, and we all appreciate the help you've given us so far, but we wouldn't judge you if you wanted to turn back now. You don't seek out the portal, right?
Well, I want to get you guys home. That's why I'm doing this. There's just something wrong here.
Yes, something is wrong here. And we must find out what.
We should seek to correct it.
The group needs to.
You guys open the doors, and immediately you're back out in the normal caverns. You see some light come in through the hole that you guys had come through down in the first place, and you notice that it's looks like it's evening now. You see a set of stone stairs leading down to a pool of brackish black water. As you descend into the water, you find it comes up to about your waist, higher than you would expect. For some of the smaller folk here, it comes up to high up on your chest. That includes Dulam and higher. You all descend into the water, and it feels sort of lukewarm and very still, like it's been here for a long time.
Mr. Doolin, do you want me to carry you? I think you said you're water resistant, but I don't know if you're waterproof.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, hop on.
All right, you start carrying Dulam. And this room now is in a completely different architectural style than the ones you've seen before. If you want to roll a history check for me, Orpheus.
That's a natural 20. I'm the best architect who's ever lived or died.
Hey, yo.
Mostly died.
Mostly died.
Were you alive in your previous or in your original life?
Doesn't matter. I don't remember any of that. My time is in Valhalla, and that's where I need to get back to.
We have to find out what you did.
I think I died a long, long time ago.
Oh.
All right, you recognize this architectural style, Orpheus.
Oh, yeah.
Well-crafted, beautiful dwarven stonework. You recognize this as the dwarven Renaissance style, not typically done in the modern era. You know these are usually built in warm spaces, you know, the great halls of the dwarven king. It's quite unusual to find it in a sort of dingy mine. You see these large sort of minecart tracks built into the floors here. They are slightly submerged by the water, but you recognize this as a red flag, as dwarven architecture dictates that you would never mix the dutifulness of work with the pleasantries of home, and this seems to be an absolute breach of that style.
Yeah, it's like a sofa on a factory floor. It looks wrong.
Exactly, it's just not quite right here.
This room is very unusual. It's as though they put these tracks in the middle of somebody's home.
Huh. So we should investigate.
Seems right to me.
If you guys want to give me an investigation check, I'll tell you what you find.
I will help
Oh,
me.
yeah, baby.
Hidden within the table here, you find a feasting set made of pewter.
I hand that to Jaya next to me.
You also find a helm buried in some of the rubble here. It's a steel helmet of dwarven stock. The last thing you find here is a leather belt with a silver belt buckle. You think you could probably sell this.
Does anyone want the helmet or the belt?
No.
No.
None of you are material girlies.
Yeah.
No, I will be, just not for this.
Scared of what you're gonna do to me if I take it and put it on.
All right, that is all you find in this room.
All right. I walk back to the big one.
All right, you walk back. You still follow these railroad tracks. They seem just really out of place now, and it's really bugging you that you see them. You also notice there's more tracks in the corner of this room that seem to lead to nowhere.
I feel like this confirms our theory that these rooms are being dragged here from other planes or places. It's like they were generated without logic.
I guess we'll see.
Should we open this door next?
Aye.
Bursting into this room, more water fills the ground as you enter more dwarven architecture, but there's a creature here that's bulbous and round and has sort of a hard, bark-like exterior with strange holes along the entire surface of it. Out of these holes emits a ear-tearing loud shriek. It continues shrieking unabated as you all make your way in here. It doesn't move at all. It looks like it's almost grounded at some way, rooted into the earth, floating and bobbing on the water's surface. The creature continues to, and it pierces all of your ears. Would you guys like to do anything?
Hello? Do you speak common?
You can barely hear yourself speak. It's ear-tearing. It hurts your ears so bad. It looks like a ball of bark.
Fire, baby!
I don't know if Hire wants to set it on fire.
I have a tinderbox. Unless we shouldn't. Is it alive?
It continues shrieking. Can I get all of you to roll a Constitution saving throw now?
Yeah.
My con save is 19.
Same.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, mine's a 5.
Jaya, you go deaf.
I can't fucking hear.
Old man's ears.
Yeah, I just assume it's normal for Jaya.
Ooh, not one. Cool.
Oh.
A 0.
Higher, you also go deaf from the sound of this screeching.
Great.
Both of you feel your hearing peak, and it gets louder and louder and burns your ears, and then all of a sudden it's quiet, and you can't hear it anymore, and it's much better.
Okay, I'll blast it.
All right, roll to hit. It's not moving, so it's got a very low AC, you think?
25.
All right, 25. That does hit. Indeedy. It continues shrieking.
I'll come up and shock and grasp it as well.
Okay, roll an intelligence check.
Aye.
Duelam, roll damage.
8 thunder.
Okay, that is good damage, but it doesn't quite kill it. You crack open the shell of this thing pretty well.
Light and check is 18.
Okay, as you stand about waist deep in water, about to grab this thing with your shocking grasp hands, you have a moment to reconsider.
Ooh, a moment of clarity. Instead, I will use my dagger.
Okay, roll to hit. That does hit. Its AC is 4.
6 damage.
It dies and stops shrieking. You hear it clam up as you crack into its shell. It's almost like cracking open a walnut. As the entire thing cracks open and spilling out from the inside is a wet, black, oozing liquid that seeps into the water and joins the rest of the puddle that you're in.
Jaya, higher, are you okay?
You guys still can't hear anything right now.
I don't think you're speaking loud enough.
Iris probably whispering to himself, trying to see if you can hear him.
Hello?
I'll message them.
Okay, you guys hear a voice in your head.
Hello. Next room?
Oh my god, you're in my fucking head. Okay.
Dude, what's happening? What are we gonna do?
I believe the group is going into the next room.
Oh, it shall be.
You open the door back into a puddle room. You notice this room also connects back to the main room that you had come in from.
Nice.
And here's where you have a very strange effect. You look out and see that it is daylight once more, streaming in through the trunk.
Huh. It's daytime again. That seems a bit fast.
These tunnels are built in very strange ways. However they're connected make no sense to you. And you think that more and more now that whoever constructed this place, it was not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, though, that sickening feeling of whatever's happening here is an unchecked growth continues to pull at you.
With my keen mind feat, do I know how many hours are left until the next sunrise or sunset?
With keen mind, based on how much time you've been here, you know, how much time you've experienced, it should be somewhere in the realm of like 6 p.m.
Okay.
Fire and Jaya, you guys both get your hearing back slowly.
Thank goodness.
Oh my god, I can fucking hear again.
Malagus walks up now. He sort of wandered off for a bit there and goes, "Hey, did you guys find any money? Let's share."
No, we haven't found money down here in the caves.
Well, why not? This place is weird, right? It's like pulls shit from other places.
It doesn't necessarily mean there's money there.
Well, yeah, but it could mean there was something here, right?
We found a set of pewter plates and a steel dwarven helmet. Can you read dwarven, Malagus?
No, I cannot. Can you?
No.
You guys find another locked door.
Yeah. Can I try again? I got a 7.
A 7? That is not quite enough to crack this guy open.
I understand that the risk of doing this again is getting in that one and it breaking. Okay, oh yeah, 22.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Good,
Well done.
18 and a 19.
That is enough to crack this door wide open. Wide open, I say.
Oh yeah.
Malagus sort of pushes through and he's like, all right, I'll take a look at this one first.
Oh.
You head down more stairs into another wet room.
What room?
Surrounding you now are stone statues of creatures. This looks to have been some sort of common room if this was a temple. One of the doors in this room looks heavily used, which is unusual as most of the other doors you've seen in this place look new, untouched by dust, as if they just appeared here for the first time.
Going to open this then.
All right.
It's locked.
It's locked. Damn, why is every fucking door in this place locked? Where's all the damn keys?
Jaya, would you take the lead? Oh, actually, I have a key in my purse I found when I went through everything last night. I bring my glass key to the door. Does it even fit in the keyhole?
It is a joke how unsimilar these are. Malagus gives you like a weird look and goes,
Really, Orpheus? You just found a key and you assumed it fit here.
I don't know how uncommon would that be.
Pretty fucking uncommon, man.
Understood.
Hey, I crack my knuckles, take a big fucking stretch, and not good.
as you begin Give me a perception check really quick.
10.
As you begin sort of finagling around with this lock, you stick your lockpicking tools in there, you fail once, you like chip, you kind of curse under your breath. You hear a sound behind this door.
Mr. Doolin, can you listen a little bit more closely? My ears aren't too good.
Sure thing. I'll try to perceive the noises.
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh, not 20.
Oh. You hear, and it is unmistakable, the sound of a short bow and arrow being stretched very carefully so as not to be loud.
Oh, shit. I'll message Jaya, who's lockpicking. Someone drew a bow.
That's not great. Did you say something to the others, or am I the only one who's like aware?
I don't know, I'll inform the others. And I'll message everyone.
Yeah. Malaga scratches at his ears as you message him. Oh, what the fuck?
I'll say out loud, my apologies.
Seems like if it's the room they're trying to keep us out of, it's the room we want to be in most.
I hate to say it, but yeah.
Hey, are we ready?
You guys hear a very hesitant voice from the other side of the door. Who goes there?
Sir Orpheus, first knight of Queen Ridice, demands you to open this door at once.
A guard? Get out of here! Leave me be! I found this place fair and square!
Not a guard, but a soldier, who will be in this room by the count of 10 unless you unlock the door by your own volition.
You'll never take me alive!
Well,
we don't have
I'll
to
know
take you
where
alive.
to find you if you die.
Good lord. How many of you are there out there?
That's not important.
We have a troop of 50 outside. I will send them on your ass if you don't come out in 3, 2.
Damn it, you found me. Alright, hold on now, no need for violence.
Come out unarmed.
Are you sure? I could just come out armed and we could get this over with.
Then come die for whatever cause it is you're looking for. Die
Please
for your
don't
room.
make us fight you.
You guys see that the door is slowly unlocked from the other side and kicked open. As you guys see, now running back to the other side of the wall, still holding a short bow, is a sort of commonly dressed hobgoblin.
Ooh.
He looks back scared at you all and waits for something to happen, but then he looks out and he goes, "Wait a second, you aren't guards, what is this?" And he draws his bow.
We're not guards.
Where are you from?
Well, I thought I would make home here. You see, I am what you might call a traveler in need of a home, and, well, I've been living here for a while.
You went into
we
it?
are travelers trying to get home.
Ah, so you're not guards, you're liars.
No, I said we were soldiers.
I am a soldier, actually. I'm a sergeant.
I'm the first knight of a great country.
There weren't 50 of you out here. You're all liars. I can't believe it. And he draws the short bow back taut now and says, "I could take you all, I suppose."
Click the little lock on my pistol.
Okay, he does not know what that is.
So,
What the fuck did you just do?
We come peacefully. Stand down, civilian.
The hobgoblin gingerly puts down his short bow and raises his hands ever so slightly up to about his shoulder level and goes, "All right, I understand. You're just here to kill me. Make it quick."
we
We're
don't
not
want
here
to
to kill you.
What do you want to do?
We're seeking to rid this place of evil. There's a taint in the water here.
Well, I know nothing of that. I just moved in here a few days ago.
You certainly don't want to live here, though. It's tainted.
I see. Perhaps I could I could just leave and you all pretend you never saw me.
Of course.
The hobgoblin, look of relief washes over his face and says, "Oh, thank goodness, I was worried. There have been a few monsters down here that I've had to deal with that have not been pleasant, and let's just say perhaps it's best time for me to move on. So could you point me in the direction of the hole you dug to get down here so I could get out? I assume you didn't fall through the stump like I did."
No, we
But now
did.
that you mention it,
Ah, fascinating.
Yeah, we did that as well.
we left a rope, though. So there's that.
Yeah, I suppose I will be making my way out now, and you see him slowly, gingerly approach you all and see if you do anything.
Oh god, should we let this happen?
I let him pass. He seems like a good dude.
What is your name?
Oh, my name is Prod.
Nice to meet you, Prod.
God.
And Prod begins slowly, gingerly making his way out. He sort of turns back to look at you all, and sees that no one's doing anything, and then sort of makes a run for it. If they ask who I am, pretend you never saw me.
If you go to Valhalla, side with Queen Vertice.
I've never been to that city, but okay. Left in his stead, you find a little nest, a squatter's nest. Inside this room, there is a large amount of rations. You find a bedroll on top of a table that seemed to be just outside of the water. As well, there are a couple bags in here, the sort of like traveling bags that you guys all keep, with 10 torches here, 100 feet of hempen rope. He has a tinderbox. He has a what looks like a pretty nice set of lockpicking tools.
Whoa.
Epic.
He has a bag of clay marbles. About 100 clay marbles are in a small bag. He has a whistle, which sounds pretty loud when you test it out.
Can I take the marbles?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, you guys continue chilling in this room for a bit, taking a breather. Do you want to take a short rest here?
That seems like a good idea.
Use one personally.
Sure.
All right, you guys sort of hole up in here. You can close the door behind you and lock it with the key you have, and resting goes well. You don't seem to be bothered at all. Is there anything you guys would like to do on your short rest?
Play with my new marbles.
They're made of clay and they're very nice.
Nice.
Each one is sort of colored differently, and they're like, it looks like 4 sets of colors.
Ooh.
Instead of taking a short rest, I'll just watch Malagus the whole time, so I don't need a short rest.
Lost in.
Great. Just as you begin watching Malagus, you sort of notice, just because it's a sort of dim room, the blinking red coming from your chest again. It's pretty easy to ignore now that you put a big leaf in front of it, so, yeah.
It's a little nightlight for you guys sleeping.
Dulam, I know you said you didn't feel emotions, but, like, are you okay, I guess?
According to last diagnostic, this robot is working optimally.
What's the red light?
Unsure.
Do you usually not know what things in your body are?
This robot knows exactly what this is. This is its core.
Is your core mad at you?
Cores do not have feelings.
Sorry, this is a hard concept for me.
My apologies. Would you like me to explain again?
No, I'm okay, thanks.
No problem.
Dulam, you notice now that Malagus seems to have caught on that you're sort of watching him, and he nods at you and goes, "Hey, robot fuck, cyborg-looking shithead, Dulam, are you like a bomb?"
This robot is not a bomb.
It's just I'm looking at that core of yours and comparing, and you sort of flash a lot.
This robot hasn't noticed.
Malagus, I think you take everything very personally.
Well, it's kind of hard to not take it personally when all you fuckers that came through the portal are now making all these plans, and let's be real, you're all a bunch of grade A idiots, so...
I don't understand why you're traveling with us if you dislike us so much.
No, I like you guys just fine. I'm thinking about other things. Whatever.
See, he's so sensitive.
Malagus stands up abruptly now and goes, "Ugh, whatever. I'm just gonna go explore a bit. There are a few doors we didn't open back there."
Let me assist.
Sure.
I'll help him.
All right, you guys go out. He goes up to other doors, and you guys sort of look at them together. Anything in that one?
Nothing of
Sort of
note.
walk out. Check out the next one. You're not quite sure what was supposed to go in here, but again, it sort of had that quality of an unfinished room where whatever was supposed to go in here did not end up there. Oh, hey, there's something in this one.
Oh, yeah?
He points at a flat chest on the edge of a bent table.
You pointed at my what?
Exploring the rest of the rooms, Malagus
A-cups are
says,
better than anything.
chest. He points at it and goes, "Hey, you guys want to open that? I'll stand back here."
Sure thing.
All right.
Walk up with a crowbar.
Great. You lever your crowbar in there, and as you go to pry it open, you find the chest opens without a hitch.
Nice. How convenient. I'll open it.
Looking inside, this wooden chest seems to be extremely shallow. What looked like a solid 3-foot deep chest. As you open it, you see that it's only about 6 inches deep. There's missing space in here somewhere. But on top of this sort of 6-inch little platform beneath the surface, you find 2 wrapped up circles. They seem to be wrapped up in a thick white cloth.
Okay. I'll open the circles.
Okay, you open up one of them to reveal a bright purple-colored apple.
Whoa.
The other one seems to be another fruit. You think it might be what looks to be like a raspberry, but it's almost tripled in size, and has a sort of yellowish greenish color to it.
Ooh, I'll bring this to Malagus. Have you seen these fruit before?
Fuck no. Where the hell did you find those? Those are not from here. They might be magic or something. We should check them out.
Okay. Also, I want to go to the chest and knock on the bottom.
You hear it echo off of both the top and the bottom. Doesn't sound... It feels like solid wood, but you do notice it is, like, glaringly obvious how big of a gap there is.
Seems a bit obvious, but this Autonome has never seen one of these before. I'll try, like, breaking the false bottom.
Okay, roll a strength check.
7?
Okay, you start prying at it. 7 is not quite enough to crack the wood.
Okay, I'll try again. 30-20.
That'll do it. You crack the wood right open. As you rip off this plank, you find beneath it, sure enough, is an empty, hollowed-out space where inside of the chest there was nothing. As you sort of peer into this space, you see it is absolutely filled with what looks like spent-up hash pipe.
These are so?
These look to be the sort of smoking tobacco pipes that like a wizened wizard would use, or perhaps some old blacksmith. But they're all worn down to the bone, and there's hundreds of them in here.
Does this interest you, Malagus?
Oh, little robot, you know, soon you'll learn that old Malagus smokes much harder shit than this. But it does interest me, you know? It's sort of odd that this is here. It's like, was someone trying to hide this? And at this point, Malagus looks to Orpheus and goes, I don't know, it just seems like unfinished.
You're right. It's almost like the place itself had the idea of a false bottom chest, but didn't quite understand the why or the how.
And didn't know what to put in there.
Indeed. Now, it is interesting because these pipes show signs of wear, and most of what we've seen has seemed almost strangely new. The doors in particular.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's like there's no dust in this whole place, you know? It's all this like ancient buildings. You'd think there'd be dust, but it's like, you know, whatever built this place almost had it finished, but just missed the final touch.
It would make sense.
Well, anyway, maybe we shouldn't eat this fruit. It feels wrong now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd say perhaps we shouldn't eat anything we find down here.
Does the drone want to hold it? And he hands you 2 fruit, Dulam.
Sure, I'll pick them up. Thank you.
Add 2 strange fruit to shopping list.
I'm bringing so much home.
All right, everyone, we've rested. Let's get moving.
So, as you guys continue, you find another room. You find armor stands and weapon stands in this new room that you entered after your short rest. This room seems to hold no actual weapons or anything of value. You do find, however, a few arrows lying along the floor, a couple broken, but for the most part, if any of you have a bow, you could add a couple more arrows that are you found here. The weapon racks are all but empty, and this room looks ransacked. There's even a corner that's sort of bowing in where a large collapse of rubble and rock had come in. Jaya, you want to roll an investigation check over here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nat 20 ignores the 19. I have -1.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
You find expertly wedged in this room was a very unusually shaped and colored sword. Very thin, long sword, almost like a rapier. But it has this very bright green color to it, almost as if it was saturated in post. This green color kind of comes off on your hands a little bit as you pick it up, and it feels very slimy, but nevertheless, this sword kind of glows a little bit with what you imagine as some sort of magical energy. It feels very light in your hands. Jaya, you can add slimy green rapier to inventory.
Yes.
My slime.
All right, let's keep looking for the taint.
You have no idea what you just said.
Moving to the next room now, you encounter a sort of long, cavernous hallway with what looks like a giant cylindrical structure in the middle, a tower, which looks to be sideways. In fact,
it looks like it was constructed sideways. All the bricks are sideways, the windows are sideways. The entire thing was built on the ground, going horizontally. This tower blocks the path, sort of coming up above your heads. You think you could climb over it if you need to, but it is large and burdensome.
That is awesome.
Can I try to climb over the rubble?
Yes, you can certainly try. Give me an acrobatics or athletics check.
I would like to try as well.
All right.
Oh yeah, 21.
21, you said? That's pretty good. That is enough to successfully make your way. Nice. You are on top of the tower.
I reign supreme.
Nice. You see, though, Malagus climbs up just fine.
Could you toss me a rope?
He looks down at you smugly and goes, "Sure, Your Highness."
You sort of scamper up it. Yeah, whatever. Allowing all of you guys on top of the tower here.
Whoa.
As you all stand on top of the tower, you notice that, it's sort of dragged sideways here. It has this odd sort of architecture that looks like it doesn't belong, and as you sort of look at it and get your bearings on where you want to go next...
Dulam, you hear a strange noise coming from a hallway in the distance.
I think I heard a sound behind this door. Let's go.
All right, you guys belay down the tower using the rope you had earlier to descend and approach the doorway. Dulam.
You open a door. As you do so, a strange, what sounds like a whirring sound comes from the other room.
Oh, that's cool. I hear it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
As you all make your way in, you find a very unusual sight. First thing, the largest thing in this room that jumps out at you is an enormous coiled stack of what looks like some sort of earthen, perhaps plant-like growth that grows up in a pile. It reminds you sort of a bee's nest, but it's found directly on the ground, but it has the sort of outside texture of a bee's nest. You don't see any entrances into it, though. There seem to be a couple rocks pushed up against the side of it, but nevertheless, this enormous structure, which towers like 20 feet into the air, sits still, besides the very, very distant sound of bzzz coming from the inside. The sound is that of buzzing, but it's a deep buzzing. It doesn't sound like creatures buzzing around, it more sounds like machinery. Dulam, this is the kind of sound that you are right at home with, like the industrial whirring of something.
Yes.
However, unlike machines from your homeworld, Dulam, this specific whirring machine is still imperfect. It's got some dents in places and sort of human error all over its bottom and sides, and even at the top you see it's slightly askew. It's not perfectly symmetrical. The other thing you all notice in this room is what looks like a stump. It stands out to you in the room, considering everything around you is cavern. But here, sitting in the ground as if it grew out of the cavern itself, is a beautiful oak stump, exactly similar to the one that you all crawled down to enter into this cavern. Unlike that stump, however, this stump does not have teeth or strange protrusions off of the side. Instead, it seems to just have a large divot at the very top, as if a squirrel had dug in and nested a home, or termites had created a small pocket. It is within this pocket that you see, almost slightly glowing, a smooth, oblong stone.
Yes.
It radiates with some sort of arcane energy, and as you all begin crowding around the stump to look inside, I need everyone to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
17.
Nice.
15.
Nice.
I got a 3.
19.
All of you except Jaya. Jaya, you have a sort of senior moment where you space out. You don't quite know what's going on, but the rest of you in this room have this sort of eureka ephemeral moment where it comes to you that whatever is happening in here and whatever the sickness is that is causing all of these sort of monsters to appear here and occurrences and the, quote, tainting of the water, as the Elder Int said, seems to be coming directly from the stone that sits atop this small tree stump. It dawns on you that removing this would probably remove a lot of the effects that are causing problems to this area. It seems incredibly mundane, but you have this sort of arcane moment from all of you. Again, Jaya, sort of, you get earwax stuck in your ear. But the rest of you know that this thing is the source of this.
All right, well, who'd like to do the honors?
This item is about the size of a slice of bread, but it is shaped like an irregular oblong stone. It looks smooth to the touch. It has a sort of muted, dusky gray color with faint streaks of darker veins running along its surface, sort of reminiscent of marble, but it has no sheen on it. Who would like to pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
All right, Dulam, you pick this fucking rock up. It is heavier than it looks. It feels a lot heavier than it looks. As you pick it up, you almost sort of struggle to pick it up. You can still pick it up, but you find it sort of odd. When held, you find, Dulam, that there is a subtle warmth to this object. It's sort of the warmth that an object might have if it's been held by a hand right before you picked it up, you know? Sort of like the warmth that a person might gain. You know, it's the warm toilet seat effect. The most curious thing that you experience when you pick this thing up is that everything around you gets much quieter as you hold this stone. Any noise made in the immediate vicinity of you is slightly muted, sort of giving the sense that you are much more confined than you actually are. You just sort of feel unsettled by the eerie silence that comes with handling it. But I guess you're able to sort of like turn up the volume on your recording devices to sort of counteract it.
Built-in hearing aid.
But you hold it. Nothing seems to happen otherwise, and the sort of ephemeral glow that was here disappears.
Does it feel right? Like, does the evil sensation we had before disappear?
You still feel it a little bit, but what that feeling was that the place that you're in just wasn't made right, which is now you've sort of discovered as you've come through here is that this place was made in a sort of cancerous way. And so you still feel that the place you're in right now was not made right, but you feel like it might not get any worse now.
Good work, lad. I think you just did it.
Alright, great. Now that we found the source, can we get the fuck out of here? Also, while we're at it, should we burn down this weird little nest thing? The buzzing inside is upsetting me.
The fact that you want to burn it makes me not want to burn it.
Yeah, alright, fuck me.
I have a theory that potentially Iceland built that.
You built this? Sorry,
Not
you
me.
built this?
I think it's possible. Well, because it sounds sort of machinery-like, but it looks sort of beehive-like, and I pull my metal bee out of my bag. I have this, so it seems they might go together.
Fuck.
It's
Okay.
genuinely just a theory.
Well, what do you think? Should we keep it or get rid of it?
She doesn't seem too bad, right? She traded with the were-squid and protected them from the village, which is what I like to think I'd have done. So, I don't know. She hasn't given me any reason to doubt her yet.
Great, alright. All that leaves is the damn stone. What'd you fucking do with it, Dulam? Are you gonna, like, keep it? It seemed sort of evil or, powerful or something. I don't know. It just scares me.
This robot can contain it.
Where do you store it? Like, do you have a backpack yet?
Yeah. Was it Malagus that gave me a satchel?
Right, yeah, he gave you a satchel. Okay, so you have a satchel. Okay, cool.
The fanny pack!
A fanny pack.
This item is sort of weirdly heavy, so I just want to make sure you have some sort of, like, receptacle. Not just, strong arming the dumbbell. Alright, nice. So you guys sort of make your way out now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys begin making your way back out to the main area, that large cavern with the sort of pool of water at the base. It doesn't take long to retrace your steps back toward this cavern, and because your gallivant through this cavern wasn't that stealthy, you've basically already tripped everything you could have down here. So you make it back pretty easily, and you notice now in the wide open cavern you spot once again Prod, the hobgoblin, who stands looking straight up, sort of scratching his big, scraggly black beard, and leans over to you all as you appear and go, "Oh, I don't know how you all came in here, but if it was by rope, it's certainly gone." And you all look up and you notice that the rope you had dropped down is completely missing. In its stead, you notice now that there is a much, much higher ceiling than you recall. You all can tell for a fact that it is higher than you remember. What was before a 20, maybe 30-foot drop is now what looks like a 50-foot climb that you will have to make back to the hole out. And with that, I think it's going to be a good stopping place for us tonight.
Good session.
Yeah, good session.
All right. I hope you guys at home enjoyed listening.
Oh,
Go ahead and follow us on Spotify so you don't miss any episodes. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. And if you liked it, shoot us a rating. If you didn't, fucking keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
In our Spotify bio, you can find our link tree that will link you to our Spotify podcast. Also, our podcast on all those freaky other podcast services you might use. And also our email. That's a great place for feedback and just if you want to chat, hit me up. Also, you can find our subreddit there, r/Runtpack. That's a great place to go for fan art, fan theories, fan content, fan fiction. And most importantly, don't forget to listen next Monday. We come out with new episodes every Monday on the dot.
Woo.
We have been the Runtpack.